Kamen. So, here, the real thing. Good morning. So, I know you want to get going, but two things. The rookies, get used to this. All you old veterans, you know what's coming. Number one, the homework. So, at the beginning of the year, I told everybody that while we keep growing, compared to just about any organization I've ever seen in our 16 or 17 years, our growth is unbelievable. We went from a few dozen schools in the first year. This year, if you include First Lego League, First Tech Challenge, and FRC, we have over 16,000 schools. We have teams coming from We have teams coming from 42 different countries. We have 43 cities holding regionals. We have just in Michigan alone, thanks to Francois, Tom, and a lot of people here, we have 7 local statewide events, and then your state championship to make 8 FRC events in this state alone with 133 high schools in Michigan. The good news, and it really is good news, we had great growth. The bad news is we weren't very good starting at the beginning of keeping track of what happened to everybody at first. And sadly, to me and to some of the mentors, not much has changed. 16 years ago, I was going to work every day at DECA. I'm still going to work every day at DECA. 16 years changes a lot more when you're a student. 16 years is twice your age. They'll go through high school. A lot of them will go through college, go off and get jobs, move around. We have not kept up with them. There wasn't even an easy way to do it. When we started first, there was no such thing as Google. Now they're big sponsors. But this year we decided, in order to ensure that FIRST has a very loud voice around the country and in Washington, and when we need help getting into every other school, the most powerful thing we have are all our alumni, all the people that have come through FIRST that know how valuable it is. They're out around the world, but we don't know how to get them all connected again. The homework was to have every one of you sign up, because now that you've all played, you're not rookies anymore. Everybody in this room is a veteran. You're all alumni. But you've got to go back to your community, parents, teachers, sponsors, mentors, volunteers, and find everybody that's ever come through FIRST and get them to go to the FIRST website. We now finally have a simple, easy way to sign up. And I've been talking to people at the regionals around the country, and I think some of them think just because you're registered here, you're signed up. You're not. You have to sign up individually to become part of the alumni. I'd like to have 1 million people in that database by April 17th when we go to the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. The only way we're going to do that is if every one of you does your homework. So please, do that, help us, and that goes, by the way, for all the mentors and sponsors. We've got to put all this valuable resource in one place. Second, and then I'm done. Second, you all know, for veterans, what's coming. Every year since the first year we started this thing, it hits me when I'm standing in front of a bunch of people that I still can't explain after 17 years exactly why we get so many incredible people as volunteers and mentors and sponsors to give so much of their time to all the kids in this country. I can't explain it. It's okay. The one thing I knew from day one is they're not doing it for me. They're doing it for all the students. And from day one, therefore, it always seemed appropriate to me to make sure that we never forget that. But this year, and in this particular city, it's even more special to remember it. Because as I was saying last night in Lansing, by the way, and to those of you that didn't get up there was a phenomenal event up there, and to all the supporters and volunteers that have been helping make all these go, I thank them up there. We thanked you in abstention, but we thank all of you here. But as I said to them, it's a little easier to ask people for help and to get it in good times. They can afford it. These days, as all of you know, the economy is nuts. It's not only dramatically down from where it was a year ago. What scares most people is nobody knows where it's going, which leaves people nervous and afraid. Some of the companies are holding on, not knowing what's going to happen next. When people are afraid, and when people have their own problems, it's a lot harder to get them to focus on somebody else's. I personally think that's when you really separate people with vision and courage, people that really have the long view of the world, and the students are the long view. And despite the fact that it's pretty crummy everywhere these days, it's particularly bad in this industry, in this part of the country. And despite even that, Michigan grew this year. It's not only not shrinking, it's growing. It has more support than ever. You're doing an experiment, a bold experiment of doing 8 of these events to try to help prove that we can get more of first to more people. By the way, we need it more than ever. I mean, there's no stimulus I can think of that we need to stimulate more than the next generation of people that are going to run this country. So given the peculiar and particularly difficult times, the fact that so many people from so many companies, so many judges, mentors, parents are willing to continue to grow this opportunity for so many kids. Again, it's the tradition. This is where all the students are going to stand up and show everybody that you really do appreciate the extraordinary opportunity they've given all of you, and thank everybody that made this happen for you. So do it right now.
Thank you, volunteers.